Hello, hello world. Hello, hello. Today, the 31st of January 2025, we are here to send a message. This message is going to the American government, specifically to Donald Trump. Our message today starts like this. America is nothing without people. That being said, we are saying, why is Donald Trump against those that makes? And why is Donald Trump against those that made America? What do I mean? We both know that America was built by people, all of us. When I say all of us, I mean black and white. Because in this world, according to education, there is black and there's white. This is why today I'm wearing a black suit and a white shirt to represent black and white, to represent yin yang, to say black and white must exist, must coexist. Because I am, because you are. You are because I am. Inside me, there's something powerful that cannot be described as black or white. What is inside me is a soul that is found in a white man's body, a soul that is found in a black man's body, which means we have to coexist. Today, I want to remind Donald Trump and his government, America, that America was made by everyone in this world. America is made by people. Shocker of the year 2025, each one of us is surprised, is wondering, why is Donald Trump against everyone that have helped to develop America? Let's go back. Africans were found in America because of slavery. Those who were taken to America and Europe and everywhere else in overseas were found there through slavery. After slavery was stopped, those that were found there, they stayed there and they were given homes, they were given land to say this is your land. Some that were in New York, some that were in DC. Let me just say everyone that was taken to America through slavery was now an American. Black people. Black people have worked so hard to develop America. Black people have worked so hard. I know history says that only white people who live in America, they are the ones who are smart, who invented things. But my people, that is wrong. That is a lie. We have got black inventors who have developed America. If you talk about technology, if you talk about infrastructure, best engineers, best mathematicians are black people. Why is Donald Trump today against the same people? Now, if you say that Donald Trump is doing right, of course, on the other side, we might say it's a wake-up call for African governments, African leaders. But we must not forget that if you come to America, you find black people. If you come to Africa, you find white people. Only that when we come to America, we are foreigners. But when they come to Africa, they are tourists. Something that must be looked at. In today's message, I want to say that America is not there without the people. That includes everyone. We are shocked to see that Donald Trump today is standing in the podium inside the same very people that has helped to develop America. My people, I want you today to understand this, that America is not a democracy at all. America is a bully. It can stand up anytime and divorce us just like that. Today we are bad people. But let's look at the truth. America is involved in each and every problem that is happening in Africa. Why? America and Europeans, all white people are involved rooting resources in Africa. For example, what has been happening in Congo? We say Belgium is the one that is behind it. But behind it, there's also America. You know these things. Now to start insulting African leaders, to say, no, you must develop your own nation. If you love your own nation, then you must not send your people to America. You must remain in America. Which you must remain in Africa. Which Africa? Africa today is like a village. IMF, International Monetary Fund, its headquarters is in America. Who is funding IMF? Organizations that are run by white people. Before Donald Trump have to start doing this, he needs to think twice. Because all the chaos that is happening in Africa, America, Europe, China, Asia, Europe, they are all involved. America cannot exist without others. To say that you must chase everyone out, that is a crime against humanity. Donald Trump and his government, America, cannot be against African leaders. Yet America is all over the mess that is happening in African leaders. Who allows African leaders to do corruption, and where do they keep the money? In America. American banks are receiving bribes, they are giving bribes, they are receiving money that is made in Africa from the leaders. And these leaders, they want to send their kids to a place where education is apparently better than anywhere else in the world. You paint America to be the core of everything in the world. This is why American dollar is the most powerful currency. But let's be honest, it's backed by what? It's backed by intimidation. The CIA, the FBI, they are behind backing the USA, the US dollar. Let's talk about all the coups that has been happening in Africa. Patrice Lumumba was assassinated by who? Let's talk about Marcus Garvey. Let's talk about Martin Luther. Let's talk about the leader of a Black Panther organization that was fighting for Africans that are based in America. How were they killed? They were assassinated. A plan that was done by CIA. So Donald Trump must think twice before he starts opening his mouth and insulting us, the black people. Because to be honest, there is no America without Africa. As a Bantu man, I would say there is no Africa without America. There is no America without Africa. What do I mean? Black, white, and black must coexist because God created things that way. Let's talk about wars in the world. Who is funding the labels? Does Africa produce weapons? No. Who is funding? Who is behind M23 that has been terrorizing Congo? You find that CIA, FBI, they are there involved. Who is the leader? Who is the commander-in-chief? The president of the day, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is responsible for bombing a certain country in Arab countries. I just forgot the name, but we all know this. We saw it live, bombing a convoy of a leader. If you go deep and find out why was Muammar Gaddafi assassinated, you will see that America does not have enough oil, resources, diamond, even food is produced in Africa. So Gaddafi was saying, let's form a United States of Africa where we have our own currency, where we have our own passport, where we have our own army, where we have our own intelligence agencies, so that they must look after the African people. This is after realizing that America is a bully. I'm very, very disappointed today to see that Donald Trump stands in the podium to blame Africans as if they are not involved. It's a shame. Youth of today, we are not closing our eyes. We are going to face you parents and speak to you and say, no, this is not right. What about those that made America. So you're telling me somebody has been have studied in America, have made his business have established his businesses or their businesses in America. So what happens to this money? You take it to your central bank so that your US dollar must continue dominating in this world. This is a wake-up call to African leaders, especially people like us who wants to be involved in world politics. We say we will not allow things like this to continue. You killed our ancestors, you will not kill us all. We will stand. Today, I stand speaking to my people in Africa, in the world, to say time is now to wake up. Because legendary Bob Marley sang and say, Africa must unite. We have been singing this song for a very long time. This is the time now you must see the need of African countries uniting. What is happening in Niger, Burkina Faso and Mali should be an example to countries who are next to each other. Countries like Malawi and Zambia, Zambia and Namibia, Namibia and Botswana, Botswana in South Africa. We have to form a very powerful state because our friends have showed us that it's possible. You must understand this, my fellow people, that you talk about ECOWAS, you talk about African Union, you talk about what? SADC. All these organizations are compromised. None of them is fighting for us. It's high time we African youth unite and say enough is enough. Donald Trump is showing us that we have been foolish, we have been stupid, because the same people that are responsible for our chaos in Africa, today they are turning against us. So we must wake up, my fellow Africans. I want to open your eyes, I want to open your eye, the imaginary eye, the power of mind to say, think about this. They have discontinued helping Africans. But let's talk about HIV. Did HIV come from Africa? It came from America. If you go deep, you find out they formed that virus so that they can reduce the population of black people living in America. But the question is, who brought the black people to America? It's them. They are lazy. They cannot build. They want Africans. The Africans built America physically. All the infrastructures you see in Europe, America, and other states, other countries in overseas, black people made it. My fellow Africans, you know that we have got viruses like HIV, of which today organizations that are responsible to give ARVs, immune boosters for HIV, they are suffering because America is the one that funds them. Now the question is, how can you stop funding? Because this is the truth. HIV, it's a business. They create a problem, HIV, then they come up and say, we have created antibiotics. We have seen COVID-19. We have seen things like masks. Masks, they were never important. But during COVID-19, somebody just thought, oh, we must start wearing masks. Masks that never made any sense because air was able to come through my mouth, was able to come through your mouth when you were wearing the mask. Abidjan, sanitizers. Let's talk about things like these things, my people. They are very important. When you're looking at what Donald Trump is doing, he's not thinking straight. To me, I feel Donald Trump's acts as racism really against black people. Because you cannot call us stupid today. You know that you are responsible for all the coup d'etats in Africa. You know that America is behind apartheid. You know that America is involved in wars that is happening around Africa. If you say Africans must leave America, then you must withdraw all your troops in Africa. Namibia just gave you land to construct a magnificent building, your embassy. If you say Africans must leave America, come and take off your building, withdraw all your ambassadors, take off everything that belongs to America, go back. We are going to suffer, but we are going to start cooking things again, just like how China did it. After so many years, China is the way to go today. Why? Because you refused them one time when they came to America. They were speaking in their mother tongue. You said you cannot allow that because you want to control. You are behind education. You are behind the forming of English language. My fellow people, English language, it's a made-up language so that they can hide things. My fellow people, we are standing here today to face America and say, America, you cannot be a bully in that way. Because you know that all these problems are created by you, controlled by CIA, FBI, controlled by your powerful money, US dollars. We know that God created us equal. No one is special. Other people are praising what Donald Trump is doing, but you are not thinking deeper. Because what Donald Trump is failing to understand is that it's going to affect the whole world unless that is the plan. But if that's the plan, the question is, Africans, what is our plan? Now we have seen how America is doing what it's doing. You must understand that America and Europe, they are one people. Because if we talk the truth and we go back to history, it says where America is, it was land that was belonging to the indigenous people, those who dress their things like Indians. They say the Indians, the real Indians that are found in America, until today, they are living that side of Texas. You find them living in the bush. They are the owner of the land of America. If you read the history, you will find out that Europeans and white and Americans, they are one people. They just decided to say, you belong to that country, we belong to this country, but we must work together. If we have to be honest, America is a bully, is bullying the whole world. So Africans need to wake up the same way China woke up. Imagine if Malawi and Zambia is one. Imagine if Botswana and South Africa is one. Imagine if Zimbabwe and Namibia and Angola and Malawi, we form unity. Imagine what force we are going to create. My fellow people, you must understand that now is the time to start realizing that, oh, we were stupid all along. We were playing all along. My fellow people, it's good to stand for your own things, but you cannot come to my house, steal my food, and then you go cook at your house, and when I come at your house to eat with my kids and my wife, then you must stop me from eating. Why did you come and steal from my house? Otherwise, I could have just cook and enjoy my food there without bothering you. What is my point? My point is, Africans are running to America because you polish America so much as if it's heaven, and you create propagandas against Africa. That's why your TVs cannot come and film a beautiful city of Malawi, a beautiful city of Cape Town, a beautiful city of South Africa. You cannot speak good about Africa. Your media is portraying Africa to believe that Africa is hell, and yet Africa is paradise. How do you feel, my fellow youth, being inserted that way? Let me ask you that question today. How does it feel? We know people who are dying every day to join America because they have been brainwashed to believe that America is the ish. But who's responsible? Why are Africans flocking to America? My fellow youth, time is now to join politics. I encourage you, especially my fellow youth from my country, Malawi, join politics. So when we go to the parliament, these are things we must speak in our own mother tongue so that our people can wake up. So that one day, if this has to happen, Malawi, Nigeria, South Africa must be proud to say we are sending private jets to pick our people back to Africa. My people, the power is in your mind. They know this. This is why they make English so they can hide the truth. This is why they sponsor education to twist our minds so that we must believe that one cannot evolve in life without education. What has education done to Africans? It's now that we are looking stupid. What about those who are working in restaurants in America? Obviously, they are illegal immigrants. Can they afford to come home? Will it not be an insult for them to come home with only their pants only? They bought TVs, maybe cars that they could send back home. In this case, they have no chance at all. How does it feel? What does common sense say? Common sense say it's time. If there are other white people who doesn't think properly like Donald Trump, those that doesn't understand the philosophy of yin yang, black and white must coexist, then we black people must equip ourselves with knowledge. Today, the 31st of January 2025, my message to Africans is that we have been singing about unity. When is unity going to come? I want to speak to those that are only thinking about themselves, because we know that coup d'etats, all this abuse that comes from America and Europe, they come to our fellow people whom you are promised cars, homes in America. You are promised to open bank accounts in America. They give you US dollars and they tell you, but for us to give you that, you must open the bank account in America so that the money cannot go back. So you must just be people who are flexible. In Namibia, there are people who were arrested for fish lot scandal. You find out that they have so much millions in America, in Dubai, in overseas, but they are suffering today there in prison in Namibia and Windhoek, simply because they failed to understand. My people, place to invest, it's your home, your land. I beg to differ. I am not one of the person who jumps up and down and when he hears American and German or England, my fellow people jump up and down. I say, if I want to visit my fellow Africans. I want to go to Ghana. I want to go to Tanzania. I want to learn a language that is widely spoken in Africa, because I am proudly African. If I cannot do it, make it here in my home, I cannot make it outside. And if I make it outside, it will benefit those that are there. I want to work hard and develop my land, Africa. Today, let me leave you here. But let's not forget that if we can have one currency, one passport, one army, one president, one intelligence agents, in Africa we'll be able to control our resources. It's a shame that we have African leaders who are in cahoots with those that are terrorizing Africa, those that are responsible for chaos in Africa. Donald Trump. Let Africa be free. Stop getting involved in political affairs in Africa, because that's where you control Africa. You have these people that you have awarded them with PhDs, you have awarded them with degrees. Those are your spies. We know that. My fellow African people, today you must know each and every African president, as I speak of today, they are all serving, they are all spies. And it's not only them. Then they have their ministers, their principal secretaries, their assistants. They are all working for white people. Now, when I say they are working for white people, don't think I'm racist. No, not all of you. And our message to brothers and sisters who are from the white race, it's time now to start something new, something different. We can eat, all of us. There is enough for everyone. What your parents told you, that this king is the devil or this king is bad, that's not true. We are all one. The difference is those with the black skin are made from a very hot land. You have a white skin because your land is very cold. So you cannot be, but you in other ways, you are just a skin, but what's inside you, blood, is the same blood I have. The same blood that goes in my vein. The power that created a human being, a sperm, it's the same color, either from a black man, either from a white man. A womb is the same color, either from a white woman or a black woman. We are all one people. We will come back again. We will continue talking about African unity. We are not people that want to bring enmity amongst people. We want Bantuism. We want togetherness. We want black and white to coexist. God gave us this world. Let us all enjoy it. Experts say the world have only been discovered 10%. There is almost 90% that if we join hands, we can work together. Let's publish stories of African inventors. Let's give them credit. Let's all work together. Thank you so much. Until we meet again.